Hey, it's me, Susie, and I am hanging out on the Canadian border. I am just outside of Ontario. We actually spent the day in Ontario, and now we've come out, and we are at Grand Portage, is what it's called. It's just right on the border. In fact, I kind of think that this river here that I'm sitting on is the actual border, because it's a squiggly line. Look how beautiful. But I just wanted to share with you what I have learned this week. And that is that things are not always as they appear. And even though something might appear a certain way, it's probably a good idea to be open and willing to think about the possibility of it being something different than what it really is. So what's happened is we've done a lot of hiking since we've been here. And as we're hiking, I keep running across these piles of scat. And I'm like, weird. What in the world kind of animal makes that type of scat? I've never seen that before. This is interesting and new and weird to me. And then upon a little further inspection and some questioning, I find out it's a decaying mushroom. And it's not scat at all. And this actually has happened multiple times. Multiple times I've been like, hey, what kind of scat is that? It's a mushroom. Hey, what kind of scat is that? A different type of mushroom. And it's been really, really interesting. But it's led me to remember and realize that it's important that even though we come across something and we think we might know what it is, to be open to the fact that it might actually be something different than what we think it is. And that when we do that, we allow ourselves to learn new things and have new experiences, and we add more knowledge and more tools into our arsenal, into our ability to improve our lives and to do things. So this can apply to you. You know, a lot of times you'll be hanging out with somebody or doing something with people, and as you're working with those people, you might think something is a certain way. And you're convinced, like you have your mindset, this is what it is. This is a certain way, this is how I believe, this is what I see things as XYZ, ching, 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 right? And come to find out maybe afterwards that maybe you weren't totally on target. Maybe it was a little something different than you thought it was. So don't limit yourself by being stuck in thinking that you know everything and that you know what something is because that's what it looks like and appears or seems to be. It's okay to make predictions or to give suggestions and ideas, but also be open to the fact that it could be different. It could be something new, something different than what you had originally thought or believed something to be. I have found as I work with people, a lot of times, I guess it's judgment. Right? We pass that judgment of, oh, I see what's going on here. Here's my judgment about you and what you're doing and these things going on. But if I will allow myself to be open to more possibilities of what might actually be happening as I learn more about body language, about different ways that our subconscious communicates, I can allow myself to think that there could be more options. A really fabulous mentor of mine, her name is Ann Washburn, and she works for a company called 3 Key Elements. She taught us to think about what else could be true, right? Whenever you're in a scenario and you think you know something or you have an experience and you have a reaction and something is in your mind a certain way, maybe be open enough to ask yourself, you know, what else could be true here? Because not everything is as we perceive it to be. We view life and we see life through our own eyes. And we see things, I'm going to say monocularly. That might be a really awesome word that I just made up. But through tunnel vision, like through one way of viewing the world, and that's through our experience. And our perception of the world is the one way that we see the world. But when we allow ourselves to use both of our eyes and all of our senses to see things from another perspective sometimes, it can allow us to see things on a different level and in a different way. So maybe when you're having an interaction with somebody and somebody hurts your feelings or something happens and there's an altercation between you and someone, maybe take a minute and ask yourself, what else could be true here? Maybe this person wasn't deliberately trying to do something mean or rude or whatever. What else could be true? Because those mushrooms that I've been seeing and assuming that they're scat, they're not. Something else could absolutely be true here. Anyway, I hope that you, next time you are interacting with the people in your life and you have an opportunity, whether at work or at home, to recognize a feeling or an emotion or something going on, ask yourself for just a second, what else could be true here? What is going on? And look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from two perspectives instead of just one. And see how much that will improve your relationships and your thoughts and all of the things going on in your life. I know from experience, having lived in a very narrow-minded way for far too many years of my life, that as I allow myself to look at things and to allow myself to just take the opportunity to accept the fact that something might not be what I think it is initially, that allows me to have a much more fulfilling and a lot better life. So I challenge you to apply that to your life on an everyday basis and see what comes. It'll be really exciting to watch that happen. Anyway, I hope you too have a fantastic day.